Hello and welcome. I'm here today looking at Paranautical Activity, which is a first-person shooter roguelike, similar to the likes of Binding of Isaac or can't think of any other roguelikes at the moment, but similar to any of those games. Roguelike Legacy is another one. Similar to any number of those games that you've probably played on Steam or elsewhere. You know, permadeath, random items, procedurally generated levels and stuff, etc., etc. You get the gist of it. So we'll just jump in here, and I'll take a look at what this game's all about. So you start off with essentially these classes that are basically just the weapons you get, and you start with different amounts of health depending on what you get. There's the crossbow. You have a main weapon and a special weapon. Obviously that one doesn't have it, but the crossbow is quite powerful. So for that one there's a grenade launcher and a sword. And for that one there is a sickle that you throw, and I'm not entirely sure what that is. And then for this one, it's my favourite one, you get a shotgun and then a massive cannon. So we're going to go with that one, because that's the one that I generally go for, because I do. I found it to be the most effective. You start with the most health, and the special weapon's really effective at taking down bosses, as you'll probably see in a bit. So you'll immediately notice that there is a very striking, very quite eye-catching, pixel art sort of art style. It's not quite pixel art because it's 3D, but it's you know, everything's made to look very pixelated and stuff. Like obviously you can see the weapons and the way that, you know, the fire looks in these environments. Although I guess the environments are more less pixely than the actual models and stuff. So that's kind of what all the entire art style is based on, is this kind of pixely look. So if what you really call it, like I said, it's not really pixel art as such. It's just more made to look like pixel art, I guess. See, you can also see at the bottom there is like a Binding of Isaac style map of the of this floor, and you descend 3 floors. Obviously they get progressively harder, and in order to complete this floor, essentially, you don't have to do every room, I don't think, although I usually do, but you just have to defeat the boss in that floor, which is the red star, the red pentagram or whatever. And then this is the blue skull, is the optional boss, which is on every floor as well. So I'm gonna use my special weapon. Yeah, you can just see that special weapon just takes a fucking ton of health away. And I've got these little bombs that I can use. You can see that I've got 8. I can throw them out. They're pretty effective. Okay. So yeah, first few bosses aren't majorly difficult. Actually, no, I don't like that. That's like a revolver that will replace this cannon. So, but I really like this cannon. So whenever you defeat a boss, you'll get one of those upgrades. It's not always a weapon like that. It's usually like a passive upgrade, like increased movement speed, higher jump, faster fire rate, stuff like that. Usually quite, you know, pretty beneficial stuff that you get. You know, you get ones that are a bit more interesting, like ones that make bombs float instead of just like roll or whatever. So that makes it a bit more effective, kind of gives the bombs at a longer range, which is nice. So I've just started here, so we're on the first floor, so things are pretty simple at the moment. None of the enemies are really putting up too much of a fight, and the bosses, as you can see with that one, go down pretty quickly. We'll just go to the boss now. Oh boy, I don't think I've done this one before. But obviously it gets, as these kind of games generally do, it gets a lot harder very quickly. I haven't played a huge amount of this game. I think I've got about 3 or 4 hours on Steam. But the furthest I've ever gone is, I want to say, the 4th floor. Yeah, I don't think I've ever got past the 4th floor. I'm pretty sure anyway, because there is an achievement to beat the 4th floor, and I haven't done that. So there are 8 floors in total, as far as I'm aware, and there seems to be something in the middle. that implies there might be maybe a boss or something, I don't know. Right in the middle? Okay, nice. That guy didn't drop any loot, they usually do. Okay, I haven't done that boss, is it? Oh, what's this? I don't know what that does. It's, if you've played Binding of Isaac, you'll get what I mean when I say this, but a lot of the descriptions for the items are very vague. Like that one, like I have no idea what that really does. That's kind of weird. So you kind of have to figure out just by, you know, testing them what they actually do. Like I couldn't really tell you what any of these really do. Mega bullets, they'll sound good. Bucket of tar. What? Let's try flip flops. Okay, that sounds good. And then real bullets, damage. Oh, yeah, great. See. But I should also note that not all of the things you can get are actually good. They're a bit devious with that stuff. Like, I remember there was a thing on there for $1, so I bought it, and yeah, it just respawned all the enemies on the floor, which, yeah, it's not great. So yeah, there's 8 floors, like I said, but then there's this bit in the middle, which maybe, or at least to me, implies that there might be some sort of middle boss. I don't know. Maybe not, maybe I'm looking too deep into it. But... So like I said, you know, roguelike, it's all procedurally generated. There are a number of different floors that have the same layout, and it's sort of, you know, cycles through them all. So you will, if you play this game long enough, you will see repeats, because there aren't, you know, it's not a huge amount of floors. So they do repeat quite a lot, which is unfortunate, but not a huge deal. And obviously it's the same with the items and the bosses and stuff. The items that you get are all procedurally generated. It's all different every time, and obviously when you die, you have to start again with no items. So typical roguelike stuff. If you've ever played any of these games, there are like a million of them on Steam. You know, if you played any of them, you'll, like I said, Binding of Isaac, Rogue Legacy, if you played any of them, you'll know exactly what this is all about. But obviously it's first person shooter. So I really like this. Again, I've not played a huge amount, but I do enjoy it when I play it. I find with these sort of games that, especially when it's like games where you're doing individual runs and there's no sort of permanence like there is in something like Rogue Legacy, where you're like constantly leveling up. You know, your guy, your different classes and stuff. There is a level of permanence that makes it a bit more compelling to keep going back. Whereas a lot of these, particularly this one, a lot of these games, like, since you have to start again from scratch every time, you know, you do a run where you get to, like, you know, you play for a solid hour, or, you know, you get to floor 4 like I generally do, and then you die, and then you don't really want to start again because you lose all your stuff. So I generally, if I do well, that is, I rarely do more than one run per sitting, because I just don't have the patience for it. But that's probably just, you know, that's probably just me. But I do really like roguelikes in concept, and there's been like a sudden, I mean, it's a fairly new genre. It's only really come about since Steam's been around, and indie games take a lot of sort of inspiration from those ideas. So I really like it as a genre, and I like the concept of it, but I don't know, the lack of permanence in a lot of these makes it somewhat unappealing to go back to, or to keep going back to. Ooh, rocket launcher. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. That seems decent. That shotgun has pretty good damage, but it's pretty slow, so... I'm actually going to go back here, because there is actually a heart on the floor on the map there. Maybe I can get up. So yeah, like I was saying, I prefer it when there's a bit of permanence like there is in Rogue Legacy. It certainly gives you a reason to go back more. To keep going back, I should say. Whereas, you know, things like this, like, obviously there's reason to go back because I enjoy playing it and I want to get further and further. I want to get past round 4 and stuff. I want to see what happens later on. but there's something about the lack of permanence which makes it hard to sell for me anyway. Crossbow, don't know what that is. We can afford that, so let's get that. Increase super, okay. I'm not entirely sure what that means, but okay. Oh wow, did we really miss? That does a lot of damage, but you can probably see in the bottom left, it subtracts a huge amount from the ammo counter, which is separate from your ammo counter for your normal weapon, because your normal weapon doesn't have unlimited ammo, it's infinite ammo, which is nice. It's just your super, oh balls, it's your super weapon which has limited ammo. So we died there, so we'll try a different class. Oh, it's snowing for some reason. So like I said, I prefer the shotgun. I find that to be the most effective build for me, at least. But you know, as you saw before, you're constantly getting new weapons anyway, so you rarely stick with what you, or at least there's a good chance that you won't stick with what you've got at the start. But you know, I've messed around with the other ones, and I don't particularly like the other weapons, or I find them harder to use or whatever. Like this one, if you can use it well, it's pretty effective. Like you can, like a boomerang, you can throw it and make it curve back, so you can kind of get a couple of hits on there, which is nice. But and also a major thing for me at least is that the different classes, the different loadouts, whatever you want to call them, start with different amounts of max health, which, like, we have 3 health, so you know we can get hit 3 times and we're dead. But the other one, the shotgun one, we have 9 health. The shotgun class is probably a bit more of a beginner's class, since you do get a lot of health and the shotgun's pretty basic to use. Yeah, this definitely seems like a lot more of a skill-focused build, I guess, or a bit more demanding at least. I really hope I can find something like health power up, because like one more hit and I'm dead. Like what? I can see this going poorly. That's some health. I wonder if the enemies will drop more health points, more hearts, based on what you need. I feel like that's something that games generally do. Oh no, he's behind me. Okay, nice. I really don't like having that low health. Let's try and get the boss. I want to see what this does to me. Oh, I don't think I've done this before. Oh no, I've done it. Am I firing a fish? I'm firing a fish out there. Balls. Yeah, I really don't like starting with 3 health. It's really a bitch. That one seems to be a bit more balanced. We'll try that. Oh wow, I'm firing bombs. Okay. So yeah, like I said, the bosses are you know, procedurally generated like everything in this game, which means that if you play this game a number of times without getting too far, then you will find yourself repeating the same bosses. Like I've done that skull boss that we had before a number of times. I believe you unlock new bosses by every like 2 floors you beat, like for every 2nd floor you beat or whatever, you unlock another boss, I think. So that I assume just gets added to the cycle or whatever, pool of bosses. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way about this weapon that I do with the sickle, that it's obviously effective, but oh shit. Oh, it requires just a little bit more thought than the shotgun. Which, it's not necessarily a bad thing, just makes it a bit harder to use. Oh boy. Oh boy. Fucking sharks. So, the reason I wanted to look at this now is Well, for starters, this is a game that I quite like, and I wanted to take a look at it. Or I've immediately take a look at it for quite some time now, but the main reason that I do it now is because some of you may be familiar with the weird Steam drama that's going on with this game and the developers that's cropping up. Halo. I don't know what any of those things do, but I can't afford them. With the drama that's cropping up about this game, that's sort of resurfaced again, which we talked about on the podcast, I think. But if any of you aren't familiar with it, it's a story that late last year the developers, whose names I cannot remember right now, effectively threatened to kill Gabe, or they made death threats to Gabe, or however you want to word it. Which, you know, not a very smart thing to do if you want to have your game on Steam. So, naturally the game was taken off Steam immediately. Actually, I don't want to go on there just yet. The game was taken off Steam almost immediately, and that was like late November time, like I said. But as of February, as of this month, the game is back on Steam under the Deluxe Atonement Edition label. So you can find that now. Paranautical Activity is back on Steam for the same price, I think. About, I want to say, about $10, £7, I think. So it's nice that it's back on Steam. Although, you know, threatening Gabe's maybe not a good idea, so don't do that. But they did obviously they apologised, and I think that the idea of a Deluxe Atonement Edition is pretty funny, but that's just me. Wow, this boss kind of hard to do with these bombs. They said that oh, I blew myself up. That was done. Alright, we're going to go back to the shotgun just because I find that a lot easier to use. They added a couple of things. They added one new level type. Like I said, it's all procedurally generated, so that'll just be another one of these rooms. I'm not sure which one it is because I can't really remember what's new and what's not. Another weapon, which is apparently called the recoil rifle, which I have not come across yet. Don't think I've unlocked it yet. I don't know how you unlock that. And a new enemy type, I believe. Again, I don't know what the enemy is, so I don't think I've been counting it. So yeah, that is part of an update that will come if you already own the game. You don't have to, that's not something you have to pay for. That will just come free. So that's pretty cool. That was partially why I want to take a look at this now. It's because that news reminded me that this game's kind of cool, even if the developers might be quite scary and hot-headed. Nah, I'm sure they're not. But you know, don't threaten Gabe. By the way, if you wanted some hot tips on how to get your game on Steam, don't threaten the director or CEO, whatever the hell he is, of the company who owns it. Sticky bombs. That's the thing that will respawn all enemies, so I'm gonna do that. Yeah. So you know, I like the variation in weapons. I don't think there's not that many. There are like 4 different loadouts or whatever. But like I've said, you know, I generally find the shotgun to be a lot more easy to use, more effective, and just more enjoyable overall. Laser shotgun. Oh boy. Oh wow, that looks pretty cool. Oh, that looks really crazy. Oh, you have a fit. That is a really cool effect. I have never seen this weapon before, as you can probably tell. Oh, okay. Oh. So yeah, like as you can see, some of the power-ups you can get are pretty crazy. I do like them. They're interesting. There are some, you know, pretty basic ones like faster movement speed, faster attack rate, or you know, fire rate, or whatever you want to call it. But then there are some much more interesting ones, like this crazy thing. Oh, this boss! Yeah, I'm familiar with this. I don't know how many. You know, I can't give you any like raw numbers of how many bosses there are. I've certainly come across a number of them. I keep, like with that one with the skeletons, I keep coming across new ones. So And they just no, they didn't add them actually, and I'm sure they're gonna. Well, I can't speak for them, but they might add new ones. Who knows? But there seems to be a lot, so I can't tell you exactly how many. But right, I'm gonna try and get a boulder cannon. That was poor. And again, I can't speak for how many level what do you call it? Room variations there are, or whatever. Seem to be quite a lot, but then again, who knows? But yeah, this game seems to have some stuff if you're willing to, like I said, it's the kind of game where you have to oh, double jump. Oh, sweet. Forgot that was a thing. You have to kind of be willing to replay over and over and be willing to, keep playing from scratch, which that's kind of what this genre is all about in a way. Just starting again and permadeath and stuff like that. But these are like little temporary power-ups you get. I'm not sure what mine does. I'll use that on the boss next time or something. But I think it's good value for the price, at any rate. Even if, like I said, there are some things that I wish were different. I wish there was some... Oh, wow, what? Okay. What happened? Fell in a hole? I got an achievement for it? Okay. I think that took me back a floor. That's gay. Alright. Yeah. I think I am on the... I don't know if it's the exact same floor in terms of layout, but it's certainly the first floor again. I might just go until I die, I think, which might be a while, but then again, I could die in the next room, so... I feel like I've generally died more on the actual rooms than the bosses. I feel like I haven't really got to the point where bosses are that hard, so for me it's mostly bosses that are not bosses, rooms that are the problems there. Just because you get swarmed a lot, you get enemies coming from all over. Okay, I think that just increased my attack rate though. Wow, that effect is crazy! It's killing me. Okay, we can go through here. I really like this laser shotgun though. Wow. I didn't know this was a thing. It's kind of fit into the music to do that. It's fucking crazy. Where's that last one? There it is. Ah! Jules, Ah, yes, the spider boss. I really want to get to the 4th floor because I feel like that'll unlock a new boss, but also I feel like that's when it starts to get a lot more difficult. I found it hard to get that far though, and not die. I mean, oh, what's that? What? Okay, what? Oh boy. I'm not even sure if that's a... Oh god, that's gonna give me a headache. I'm not even sure if that's a good thing. That sounds bad. I don't want that. That's just really confusing for my brain. Oh god. I need to remember that I can't jump. There's probably a way to use that effectively, but it's too much of a mind. Oh, too much of a mind fuck to think about. Alright, do I have any money? I've got a decent amount of money. What can I get? Converter? Vitamin C. Health up. Okay, nice. Can't afford that. I don't want to get that, because that can't possibly be good. Wow. Oh no, I have done this boss. I was gonna say I don't think I've done this boss. Oh boy, I did a lot of damage. Sweet. Free armor, speed down. Okay. You will get a lot of the a lot of things that are just like trade-offs and stuff. Like, you know, you saw that. Another one that I've seen quite a lot is like I think it's like more health, slower speed or something, or maybe more damage, slower speed. I don't know what that yellow exclamation mark is, but I really want to find out what it is. It's a real pain in the ass knowing that I can't actually jump. What is that? I don't think I've ever seen a yellow exclamation mark. Okay, wow. Is it for crazy people? What? The fuck? What? Maybe that's not great if I could actually jump, but I've got this weird thing. Oh, this is giving me a headache. I feel like I might have got that weird flip jump VVV thing before, but I forgot it existed. You should remember what it looks like so I can never pick it up ever again. I want to wrap this up now, but I kind of want to see how far I can get. Oh, that shotgun's crazy when you spam it. I have to remember not to jump. I jump all the time like really. I had double jump as well, didn't I? Or was that last life? I don't remember. That's annoying. What is the way to get rid of these buffs and perks or whatever they're called? Probably not, but that'd be nice. Or maybe replace them, because I don't want to have that. We should be on floor 3, but I guess we got taken back once, so we're actually on floor 2 now, which is a shame. I've only got 4 HP left, I don't think I'm going to last much longer. So yeah, like I said, like, it's these floors that are the hard bit, not the bosses. Oh yeah, anyway, maybe there are some bosses later that are crazy, but... Oh, stop it. You just get swarmed if you're not careful. And you don't really have that much health, and every time you get hit, you lose, you know, 1 HP, so... That goes down very quickly if you're not paying attention. Alright, what's in this shop? Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Trigger finger, hook, propel. Okay, I'll get that, and then I'll get propeller, fire rate. Wow. Was that just 2 fire rates? That's a bit boring, but okay. Ah, let's go. Oh, 1 HP. That's my dynamite. Oh. Ah. Oh, I feel like it's gonna hit me. I feel like those skeletons are faster than me. I don't know how effective it is to just spam that. Doesn't seem that effective. Oh, come on! Oh boy. Nerve-wracking. Alright, what's this? Oh, sweet! That is exactly what I was hoping for. I didn't know it was a thing. Alright, awesome. We may go further yet. Maybe we'll beat the 4th floor. I like how many buffs I've got down at the bottom. I don't even know what half of these things do. You really just start racking up buffs and effects when you get into later stages, and you lose track of what half of them do. You just assume most of them are good, unless they make you jump like a maniac. It's this shotgun though, I'm telling you. It's so much better than the original. Than the classic shotgun. This video is going to be half an hour longer than I want it to be, isn't it? Just because I'm going to end up doing way better than I expected. We can't give up on this. This is like the golden run. We have the prime shotgun. Even though we have a funny jump, we got some nice buffs. This is it. It's all going well. Oh, the lid moth thing. Alright. I don't think this is on any other platforms than Steam at the moment. It might come to consoles maybe at some point, maybe, I don't know. I don't think it is at the moment though. Or I don't think they've certainly they've announced anything. So there we go. Okay, sure. I assume that's a Gilead. Let's go to the shop. $70. I was gonna say gold. Probably won't bet anything. Wow. 720. I have no idea what that does, but it must be good. Eye of Dubs. That's probably good as well. I should really play this game more. I have no idea what some of the later stuff do and what some of the crazy stuff. You know, I've only got like 3 hours playing, or 4 now, I guess. Oh boy. But yeah, no, I like this. I do enjoy it. I can only play it in short bursts without getting too frustrated with it, with the sort of lack of permanence and stuff. But I do really enjoy it. Okay, we're gonna go left now. I was gonna go ahead, but there are so many games like this out there, and you know you can't play them all, and you can't like them all, and you know, roguelikes is one that I mentioned that I personally really enjoy. It's one of my favourite ones in this genre. Yeah, I'm done. That guy's a motherfucker. He just comes at you with a chainsaw. But yeah, you know, roguelikes is another one of those things that. Oh, close the game. It's another one of those games that I really enjoy, but you know, Spelunky I never really liked. Binding of Isaac is another one that I enjoyed, but yeah. Anyway, that's Paranautical Activity. It's on Steam now for £7 or $10, I believe. It is re-released on Steam, like I said, under the Deluxe Atonement Edition banner, but it is, you know, you still find it for Paranautical Activity. If you had it before it got taken down, obviously you've still got it, and you'll be getting that update for free, as will people who buy it now, obviously. But yeah, that's Paranautical Activity. Oh god, I can never say that right. That's Paranautical Activity. There you go. Check it out. It's cool.